Uh, Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching or listening to. This is the live podcast, episode 3, Tech Talk with the Westside Button Mashers. I'm your host, Thumper. We got co-host Exit,
What's good? Exit Hunt here. Holla holla.
and we got Sid,
We're Shannon. How you guys doing? So,
and we got a guest, Wolfie, aka Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack with
Hello.
the stack.
Hello there.
And we got another guest here. We got the awesome Chet and Chet You Betcha. Oh, and look who decided to join. We got
Wow, look who
Cease
decided.
MH, the tournament. Oh my gosh. So go ahead, Chet. Introduce yourself. And now we got Cease MH, the tournament.
What's up? I didn't even realize this was the podcast chat, but what's up going on? What's going on?
Yeah, yeah, well, you're a part of the podcast now, so you're fucked.
Yes, yes. So yes, you're officially a part of the podcast. You know, this is the best part is the unscripted things, and this is part of the
So
Westside Button
you
Masher
have to put
culture.
the lava cake down. Just
exactly.
put it down, and then you're gonna be a part of this for like the
Yes.
next 3 hours. So get ready.
All right.
Yes, Cease, this is the live podcast, episode 3, by the way.
Mmm.
Yes, sir.
Is
So
it on
I hope
YouTube?
it's on YouTube, yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Um, I guess what I'm gonna kick it off with is CEO, and Cease, I'll start off with you. What was your favorite fight out of CEO?
Favorite fight. Um, there are a whole lot, man. I'd have to limit it down to two of them, right? Number
Okay.
one is Baylina versus Han Rashid.
I wonder why.
No, it really gets that actually. I was honestly surprised at how well Baylina did. And I think there were a lot of like points. That has nothing to do with fighting games, you know, like people just booing Han Rashid just because he was, he was winning. And saying some stuff like that. You know, obviously, he was doing a little, like his little thing where he wins a game and he starts to wave dash back and forth, and it's kind of a waste of time. So I get it, but it brings up a few other points. But the second set I really like is in top eight was Yadriel versus Unjust.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that was such a good one. That's probably my favorite one.
Right, the pop off was really really cool.
Ultimate Warrior. That was legit.
Yeah. Um, and Wolfie, did you want to chime in on what your favorite match was for CEO?
Sure. Okay. I'm eating. Hold on. I'm like swallowing.
So
I, like, just
professional.
got off work.
Very fucking
I
professional.
just got off work.
That's so.
Was gonna say. Okay. I actually liked most of the matches. I liked were like before the top 8, like the top. Like because I felt like I saw more like different characters like Sonya. I saw like a Frost player. I'm trying to think because I feel like I'd say maybe 2 as well. Like I feel like from before, like I think it was like top 48 or something. I think it was like what was one of them? I really like seeing Baylina play as well. I think it was a set. I think she was playing Jade versus like a Fusion. I don't know if that's the one Caesar's talking about. That one was really good. I think from like top 8 though, I really liked seeing the. It was like a Kodo player versus Cetrion. That one I thought
That was
that
Yadriel
the
versus
same one
Injustice.
Yeah, that was
Caesar
the
said as
actually
well?
over.
Yeah.
Big goat, Yadriel.
Yeah, that one I really liked it because at first, like seeing like the turnaround, because like at first he was like Kodo was losing. I think like the first match he lost, but then like it like went completely over where he won. I just thought it was like really hype, and like the audience was like really energetic. So I just thought that was fun, like seeing that. Oh yeah, also just Big Daddy G. Just like shout out Big Daddy G. I love seeing like Sonya in tournament. So like anything he was in was also awesome. But I'd say those were like 2 highlights.
Hell yeah. Exit, did you want to chime in on your favorite fight?
I probably have to go with Gambler and DJT. Just Dude, honestly, this scene, the
Wow.
little hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I shit to Rain. I do think he's the worst character in the game. Don't disrespect Rambo. But the fact that DJT was able to do all that shit with Rain's weak ass just says a lot about DJT. Honestly, he's just a really
So
good
I have a
player.
question.
Shoot.
So I have a question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think I'm gonna forget it if I don't say it right now. If DJT didn't play in that set, would that have been your favorite set?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
I just like watching DJT, even though it's also dope that he's using a character that I just don't like. I'll be honest, I do not like Rain. I think he's terrible. But
I just feel like it wasn't like a highlight for him.
I know, but it just like I don't know. It was just like it was just a shitty thing. He used a character that's considered low tier. He got kind of not like just it just sucked how he just went out. But I don't know. It just kind of just shows you that is a part of the game, and it sucked how it played out. But I don't know. It was just shocking. I think that's what it is. My bad, dude. I think it was just shocking to see how that shit went down because I honestly thought DJT was gonna beat Gambler. That's just me, even with Rain. But then Gambler used sub, which is Jesus Christ. But I don't know. I just think it was just shocking. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. But yeah, that's probably the most memorable one to me, other than the Cetrion and that one Kodo player. But yeah, that's probably it for me.
Right. Sid?
Straight up, hands down, the best set. I don't care what anybody says. Beats all your other crap was the very last
Oh
fight.
my god.
That was the best. And it went in. And it did a bracket reset. Oh, it was fantastic. Nightwolf versus Nightwolf. I loved it. I don't even really fuck with Nightwolf like that. That was dope. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh my god.
Chet, you betcha? Did you want to chime in on that?
Jesus Christ.
You mean Baraka? You mean Baraka, right? That's what you meant?
I'm glad you brought that up because that set with one of the Chilean brothers in Biohazard really fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The one with like the Baraka versus Cabal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine was obviously the Kotal. Both of you guys had said it at the beginning was with Cease and Wolfie. Again, the pop off was just awesome. Just the energy was amazing. Honestly, I do give kudos to the twins at the end. They definitely deserved it. Whether they were trolling, of course, I feel they were probably trolling more than half the time. But they're fucking twins. They deserve it.
You do.
I really feel like people just kind of say they were trolling just because of the Nightwolf instance.
Mhm.
But if you literally just watch any other part of the gameplay, that was really sweaty. A lot of
They
things,
did have sweaty
especially,
stuff.
Like there was a Fujin portion, and
Oh my
if you're
gosh,
just
that
if you're
Fuji
just
was
kind of
so
looking
good.
at it,
Yeah.
if you were just kind of looking at it from like an outside view and you just kind of see them flying around everywhere, like I get it. It might not be like the most. You might not be like they're not taking that serious. Concerning the predicament they were in, but they were definitely trying to like counter each other. Just very specific things. They've run that matchup 1,000 times, and you could tell. And I thought that was just as serious as any other set.
I mean, that's a pretty good take. I mean, I feel like some of it like was a little bit, but I feel like they were kind of like, all right, like seriously, I gotta nut up here and like actually try and win this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think it was lighthearted because
Exactly.
best case scenario, someone it's not just someone from your team, but it's your twin, your brother, and you guys just you're happy that you're there. So they were able to play. I feel like they probably played better there than had they if they were under more pressure.
Right. They were actually like comfortable.
Yeah, they didn't care who won because regardless they were both gonna go home with the same amount of money, and one of them was gonna have that belt.
Exactly.
And as far as I'm concerned, when you know that you're just there to put on a good show, uh, whether you're trolling or not, you're doing some cool shit. You're taking
Right.
a risk, and it was just good sets all around. I think that's what it came down to.
Right. Hell yeah. Um, I did get something from the pawn though. He said that Chet's voice share isn't on. It's just a warning, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, we're trying. Him and I are trying to figure that out right now.
Oh shit. Okay. I'll move on to the next thing. Um, how do you guys get friends to play fighting games? Like, do you guys have any friends that like play like, of course, like some COD, or I don't even know what the fuck people call it COD or whatever the fuck, but or like even Apex, and they're like, hey, let's try this out or whatever. Or they're just like not interested, or like, do you actually try and get them? And they like, well, is there anybody that had that dilemma?
I'll start off.
Go ahead,
Here,
Exit.
right. So the thing is, this I find myself. Maybe it's just a me thing. Every time I try to recommend a game to somebody, they just kind of want to stay the fuck away from it. Like it's just one of those things. Like I remember I tried getting people to play Rainbow Six back when that was starting out. But like, oh no, I don't want to play that shit. When you like anything that's like when it comes to fighting games, it's just they need to be into it. Like you can't really recommend fighting games to someone. In my opinion, like it just never really worked out for me. But that's pretty much all I can really say. Is just, it never really worked out. Every time I try introducing fighting games to somebody that you know and you're cool with, But
Right.
maybe that's just a me thing.
For me, like I don't know if he will get it. One of my friends, I played a bit of MK11 and Injustice 2 with him, and we played like offline, but yeah, I was like mostly winning. I don't know if he was like he said like it was kind of like whatever. So I don't know. He seemed a little frustrated in the moment. Like he seemed kind of like, oh, this isn't fun. I keep losing. Um, I don't know if that like made it less appealing because like that was like his first like introduction to those games. But yeah, he said like I told him MK11 was on sale. I don't know if he will get it. Um, yeah, and it's like $10. It's like really cheap. So I was like, okay, because he said he was like waiting for his paycheck. So I don't know. I don't know his like situation. But yeah. Other than that, like I can't think of anyone else really. That's the only like recent experience I've had trying to get someone into the game. Um, he seemed very like confused when I was explaining like Jackie and Cetrion. He was like, "What?" Like he's like, "How do they do all that?" Like it seemed like a lot of information.
Speaking another
Like,
language to him, pretty much.
yeah. But I think like that's the only one I can think of. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people who play MK11 who like still play it. I know a couple people. Not like I wasn't close with them. Just people I know. Like they like maybe like this one guy like streamed it a little bit, or like someone else that says like they played it for like an hour or something, but like they don't play it like anymore. So yeah,
Right.
that's the only one I can think of like recently, just that one friend. But I don't. He didn't seem that interested. He said he preferred Injustice. When we tried that
Mm,
one, he's more into superheroes. So yeah, I think like yeah, it just depends. I don't know. That's the only experience I've had. I think like X said, maybe like I know sometimes I'm like that. Like if someone tries to recommend something to me, in the past I've been hesitant. I'm like, oh, like I feel like it sets up this expectation for me versus like just going into it fresh minded.
mhm.
Um, so I don't know if that's how my friend was feeling, but yeah, he seemed kind of like on the fence about MK11.
Right, right. Sid, have you tried getting any like friends or like family maybe like in fighting games or even MK?
Um, yeah. Probably my brother's kind of the one. It's funny because my brother's kind of the one who was like talking me into getting MK11. Back when it dropped, he was like, "Yo, man, like, say new game MK11, you should get it, you should play it." I was like, I don't know, did I have a lot of fun with Injustice? I think I'm just gonna wait for Injustice 3 to drop, but yeah, so of course I'm glad I didn't, obviously. We played it. I immediately gravitated towards Kano, but and it's funny because I learned the frame data and everything before he did because I heard that people You know what I'm saying? Do that to get better. And it was kind of this thing where like, oh, frame data is cheating, looking up combos online, that's, oh, you're lame, you're investing too much time. But it just makes the game more fun, you know? And I say all that to say, like, I went back to my brother, you know, and said, hey, man, you should get back on this game that you know, that you played just to get the trophy for, and then, you know, and he was just kind of like, no, I'm not playing against you. You know, frame data, blah, blah, you look, you. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever, you're a lost cause. And I'd go up to other people, and I was like, yo, man, you guys ever heard of MK11? And they were like, huh? What the hell is MK? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll crawl back into my corner, forget it. You know, like, so, I mean, but then you mentioned Call of Duty, and everybody's freaking prick stands. Excuse me. Everybody's all happy. You know, oh yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah, Modern Warfare, whatever. All this nonsense. So, I think that I don't know. I don't think anybody really cares about fighting games nowadays, dude.
Yeah,
So
it's kind
that's
of sad.
unfortunate, man. Because I mean, I don't know. Like it's so fun, but I just don't really have there's one friend that I know that I got into the game, but he was like, oh man, I don't know, man, this is just not the game for me. And I try to teach him stuff, and I think eventually they just drop it because I don't know how to beat you, so I can't beat anybody else, you know. And it's just,
Mm,
they just get frustrated with not knowing how to do anything, but you can't really teach them if you don't, you know what I'm saying? You can't really teach somebody if they don't really want to play. So
right, right. Chet, you wanna chime in on that? I know you like played other like fighting games here and there.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you don't have your.
I was
Okay, all right.
I was still
Cease.
looking for them, but I just couldn't find them.
Yeah, I guess over the past couple of years, I've tried to get a handful of people into fighting games, and I've realized very quickly that it's never going to end well. Anyone who is already familiar with playing video games as a whole, they don't like the aspect of fighting games because, and it sucks to say this, but it still stands true, is that if you lose, it is your fault, and there's no one else to blame. People
Yes.
who people who play team games, um,
There's always excuses.
whether it's your Call of Duties or even getting into stuff like what I assume is like League of Legends, World of Warcraft, something of that sort. Definitely League of Legends. Um, but when you get into those games, like you lose, you can blame a shitty team. You know, if you lose on this game, there's only so many things you can blame before you finally get around to yourself. A lot of people don't like that, and a lot of people don't have the time to, because I think fighting games are the most difficult genre of game to actually learn and get good at.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a huge time investment, and a lot of people don't want to put in that work to just get good. And I think it kind of starts off with just having a good group of friends. It's really difficult for myself as a competitive player to invite someone with no knowledge and then have me as the reference of I need to be able to get as good as him when I'm 8 years deep into it. Uh, I think it's a lot easier for like group of friends like you guys, for example, who all get in and whether you meet each other at different points in the game, but you're still all relatively close to the same level, so you're able to have something in reach as a challenge, and you guys are all learning together. I think that's the ideal goal, but it's so incredibly difficult to get someone into fighting games.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is.
Can I
I've
just say, yo,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, excuse me, cease. That is a really good way to put it. And when you said that you can't blame anybody but yourself, like that is so true. Yeah. Unless of course you're playing a Jade or a Centurion. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. You
No,
know,
yeah,
I
I was
think
about to say I'll find ways to blame anything but myself, but when it comes down to it, after the salt runs out, it
No,
really
no,
just comes
just
down to it.
it's your
just
fault.
think about it. If you're gonna play like a fight, like your homeboy comes up to your crib, you guys are trying to play, right?
Hmm.
Like if you put on some like I don't know, what's like any like shooter, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and he's never played any of the shooters. Like it's somewhat easy to pick up. You point, you shoot, you run, you die, you respawn, whatever. But when it comes to
Hmm.
fighting games, you literally have to explain the move list. What's this? How to wake up? Well, how do you do that wake up? Well, you could roll, you could wake up armor. What does that even mean? You have hella shit to explain. And
Yeah,
for a lot of people, it's just like, you know what, bro? It's good. It just they really have to learn that shit on their own and have the passion for it, which sucks. That
Yeah.
that shit sucks. That's happened to me a lot. Where it's like, oh yeah, dude, try out MK11, and I'm just back to sliding cats, and like, oh that's a low, and then you have to explain all this shit. It's like, damn, it sucks.
Yeah,
But it
what's a
is
Yeah,
what
mid?
it is.
What's a high?
and on top of
Right.
that as well, that's why I think fighting games are forever going to be the smallest uh, video game genre. Just because it's so incredibly difficult. You had the Twitch Rivals tournament a little while back. You know the one that the girl cried because Shiva.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
And
That
a
was
lot
great.
of those guys, and not surprised, but a lot of those guys said, this is one of the most difficult things, if not the most difficult thing in gaming that I've ever had to do. Like, especially in reference to God, what is the his name starts with an S. Very popular streamer, really good at almost every video game.
Oh, Sid. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Please speak. You're embarrassing me. Oh my gosh.
Is it Shroud? Is it Shroud?
Wow.
That
Yeah,
cat?
Shroud. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right
Um,
then. Okay. Not a
Yeah.
bad
and yeah, dude, and he said he even had Slayer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
He
that.
even
Yeah,
he had
Slayer.
Slayer pop in and try to tell him. I think Slayer did a pretty poor job of explaining, like why because he was playing Sub-Zero. I think that
Oh,
was a good character
I
to
thought
start off
because he
with.
couldn't hear him. He was like, hey, MF Slayer, what are you playing? Yeah, you gotta be high,
No, he although his chat was making fun of him because he was whispering, they didn't understand. But so at the end of the day, I think he did a pretty poor job of explaining why sub is really good and how he should abuse that. But when it really came down to it, he was just struggling so much, just trying to pick up something that he has no experience with, and I think that's just forever going to be a thing. It is always going to be difficult to get someone into it, and I think 99% of the player base is always going to come from people who took an interest on their own accord,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's ever really going to change.
Yeah, I agree, and I I've always liked fighting games as a kid. I've never really knew about like the like a competitive aspect. I've always just tried to be like, I just want to just beat the hell out of the AI, and I'll be the best MK Tekken player that way, um, and like it was fun for me. You know what I mean? It was my own little like I guess little journey of like I can be this good at beating the computer. Little did I know later on, like when I met like Exit, even probably a little before I met Exit, but like there's like a whole competitive scene and it's amazing. But like actually like trying to get people into it is really rough. Like okay, so I have a coworker. Thankfully, like he's played like Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Fighters, whatever you call it.
Hmm.
Um, and he finds it fun. And I got him into MK, and he's like, oh, it's kind of fun. He's like, I kind of like some technical stuff, and he's like, well, he saw us play, and he's like, oh shit, like you guys are like fucking kind of good, like like he already got kind of like, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
It's always
And
the oh fuck.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, bro, like we've been playing
Gosh,
this for
yeah.
a minute, you know what I mean? It's okay, like. There's people we love to have people that we can teach the game to. I mean, shit, I learn something every day from Cease or from Exit or well, even from Zid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely for me,
Yeah, he's the Baraka Pro.
Daddy.
The Overlord.
The Overlord, yes, exactly. But yeah, I think the thing is like to kind of somewhat even get people to be somewhat into it is to kind of like get friends and family to kind of like spectate what you're doing. And that's what I've tried doing. Um, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes they'll see me like, do pretty good, and then sometimes they'll see me like get my ass whooped and like, you sure you play this game? I'm like, yeah, I promise. I just got bodied though. You know what I mean? And like, when they're tuning in, like with the depending on who's commentating, they have no idea what the fuck's going on either. Like, what's a fuzzy or like? I mean, that's not really much of a term in MK, I think, but what's
No, definitely.
like, but what's this? What's that? Any kind of tech talk, like, you know what I mean? They're just kind of like really
Mhm.
lost. That's why I like certain
I'm sorry. You said any kind of what?
tech
What?
talk.
That's the name
I referenced, apparently I ended up referencing the the podcast. Pun intended. Pun intended. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's good, to get people that are like to get commentators too that are really good and like engaging with people that are just casual to people that are like competitors watching. You know what I mean? Just kind of like UFC. You know what I mean? Like the people that can make it interesting. Um, just so they can be just an audience at least for fighting games.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, and
go
when it
ahead.
just really comes back down to it, I was just gonna say that when they're watching you play, and regardless of how you're doing, it just comes down to how motivated they are in their own accord, if they really want to get into it, because that passion, that drive to improve isn't gonna come from you just saying the game is good and them taking your word for it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I guess, I mean, if you're trying to really get somebody to play, I guess maybe let them kick your ass one time and then make them feel good and then just, demolish
I
them.
wouldn't
No,
even
I'm
do.
just
I'd
kidding.
just show them I would show them a grand finals from like we play. You have Sonic versus because
Tekken.
that's what got me into it. I got my ass kicked a handful of times in Injustice 1, by my
Mm,
buddies, and that's kind of what got me into wanting to get better. Even though I didn't know anything, I didn't know combos existed. I didn't, we were just mashing buttons, but I wanted to know what buttons I was mashing. But once I learned that, uh, I found a video on Mortal Kombat, and Sonic Fox was the first person I watched, and I was like, I want to be as good as Sonic Fox, so then I could whoop my friend's ass, you
right,
know?
right.
Because it was on such a small scale. I didn't intend to like become, so I didn't want to become Sonic Fox and be on the big stage. I just wanted to, show my friends up and tell them that they suck.
Right.
But it showed me the point being is that it showed me how like what people were capable of. I was like, man, if I can do the shit that he's doing, if I can do 30% or 30% combos and stuff like that, they're not doing that. They're smashing buttons on the controller, and I just
Yeah,
wanted to, yeah, and that was it.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Um, I guess we'll segue to this next one. What like
Oh, sorry.
what's
Before you
what?
continue,
Oh,
Chet's voice chat is open, so you can ask him questions now.
oh,
In
Chet.
case
Okay,
I
perfect.
didn't want to leave him out. So,
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was good to go. Chet, did you want to chime in on that?
Well, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like how did you get like any of your friends or like family members to play fighting games or even like remotely be interested in them?
I just simply told them, "Hey, yo, let's play this game," and then they trusted me, and then we just fucking played.
Sick,
And and
sick.
and and did it
That's the
like
tech.
anybody? And that's the tech, yeah. And did you like ever like I guess keep them around or were they just like not interested?
I kept him around until like the end of the school year, and then
Okay.
and then he went and then he went and then he went to the military. So I haven't played with him in a while.
Oh shoot. Okay, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, shout
Appreciate
outs
that.
to the military, my
Yeah,
Shout
favorite
out to
gender.
for real.
the.
favorite gender? What?
What?
You haven't seen that meme?
No.
No.
No, they're like, yeah, shout out to like, short goth girls, my favorite gender.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely looking that up.
Yep.
So what is the most satisfying thing in a fighting game, and like what do you look for in a fighting game? It can be, I mean, from characters right off the bat. It can be like like your favorite things like a whiff punish, you know, whatever. Exit. You want to go ahead first?
I definitely like the troll moves in Mortal Kombat. Like I don't know, like acid, like Aaron Black's acid,
Oh my
the
gosh.
Claymore.
I think we're gonna go to. No, I'm just
Just
kidding. Go ahead.
really cheap things that you could just end rounds with and just laugh at your opponent. Or like even like RoboCop's like his little flamethrower. I think that shit's funny.
The
I don't
barbecue.
know. It just seems yeah, I don't know, just shit like that. I don't know. It just you just look at a move whether it's good or not and like you can poke fun at it. Like Terminator's 5%. Like I think that shit's hilarious. He throws it like he's fucking Tom Brady and shit. I don't know, shit like that. I enjoy like just funny things like that. But the one thing I really like that I think MK11 does well is like staggering. Like I love staggering and looking for hit confirms, and like just whether you get poked out of it or you're not, your opponent lets you punk them. I don't know. That's probably my the most satisfying thing in me, like in MK, just staggering people and just punking them. But yeah.
Hell yeah. Sid?
I really like grapplers. I really like grapplers. I didn't realize that until I started playing um Kano. I just man, I love it. I just gravitate towards that. Grapplers. But before that, I think it was just like low tier characters. I really like that. I really like playing lower tier characters, like real low tier characters, like Baraka. Somebody that's just
Oh my
bottom
god.
one. I like that.
Well, wait a
I
minute.
really that's funny. Anyway, but no, before that, in Injustice too, I think I played a little bit of Sub Zero. I heard that he was pretty bad, so I played him. I didn't really know much of what the hell I was doing, and then I feel like you always have to have like one higher tier character, in your pocket. So I played also played the Dark Side. There we go. Yeah. And that's kind of
Chet, did you want to go ahead?
I'm very lame, but like at least in MK, what I look forward to the most is the story.
Okay. Nice.
Not really the gameplay, but like MK11's gameplay is fucking shit though. If you want to know my opinion about it, and the story is also terrible. Like at this point, I'm just looking forward to getting disappointed.
What was your favorite storyline? Like MK9 or like the original MK?
Probably Deception.
Deception. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
good story.
MK Deception is fucking beautiful.
As much as I don't like Shijinko, but it was a really good story.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
Cease?
NRS game
Oh, my
story
bad.
is terrible.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Cease, do you want to go ahead on that?
Repeat the question for me, real quick.
Like what's the most satisfying thing in a fighting game, and what do you look for in a fighting game? Like of course like characters, combos, punishes,
I think
what?
I think the characters and the playstyle, or not really the playstyle, but just kind of like how the game works at a fundamental level is important. But I just like being able to lab things. A game like this is like it's fun, but there's not really much going on like ever. And you kind of learn like the general idea of how everything's played, and then you don't have to ever, look at a character again. Like I could learn a character in 2 minutes.
That's
I think that's
true.
that's pretty boring, but
Yeah.
I'm not entirely disappointed with how MK11 was played out.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't be disappointed if we had to keep playing it.
You wouldn't, is that what you said?
Yeah, no, I think it's fine right now.
Mm. Yeah, I mean I think it's all right personally. I didn't mean to cut off, but or cut you off, but yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Wolfie, did you want to add to that?
Like what I like in fighting games, I feel I think like the presentation is like really important to me, like visually, like sound design, like I think that's really important. I think like all the characters I play, I found them like visually appealing and interesting. Like Kitana was like, I think Kitana and well, I think those are the only female characters. Yeah, I've always liked the female characters. Like always, I've always enjoyed playing the female characters. I just think it's like badass that like they can whoop up the men in the game. Like I don't know. I just think it's really fun. 'Cause my first Mortal Kombat was I think probably one of my first fighting games. No, one of the first fighting games I played was like Tom and Jerry on like the PlayStation 1. That was like that was actually I think technically one of the first fighting games I ever played when I was like really small, like 5. It was kind of like a fighting game, I don't remember. But Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe was my first Mortal Kombat game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I remember like I played like all the female characters like Kitana, Sonya, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, But yeah, Katana, I remember seeing her and I thought she was so interesting. Like I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." Like she has these fans that like razors. Like I was like 12. Like I was probably like 12 when I played that game. Um so yeah, I just thought it was like really awesome. So I just think that's like really important to me at least, like finding them interesting. Like I thought Melina visually and sound, like her sound design, I really liked like the way it sounds when she's like doing her attacks in MK11. Um, and just visually too, like I was really excited for like the way they presented her. Like she's like back from the dead, and like I really like her outfits. I like the voice actress. So that's just a big part of it for me. Like even Sonya too. Like I loved Sonya in MK11 because like at first I was like not into her, but then I'm like, oh, let me give Sonya a chance. Like because I didn't really play her in MKX. Um, but yeah, I liked how she looks like compared to the previous games. I feel like she's more of like a brawler in MK11. Like the way she looks when she fights. Like she's not doing like blowing kisses in your face and doing like cartwheels and like flying. It's not like that stuff anymore. She's more just like kind of like just more like punching and kicking and like rolls. Like it, I think they said it was supposed to be more like wrestler based or something like that. I forget. Like I in one of like the
Kind of like how
trailers.
Ronda Rousey is, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more like that style. Like they said they wanted it to be more accurate to like how someone in the military would actually fight, which I thought was really cool because I'm like, oh, that does look more realistic than when she was doing like Kiss Dust and MK9 and like I don't know. I didn't understand it because like in MK9 I'm like you're supposed to be like this military general, but like her outfit looked like ridiculous to me, and then she was just doing like kissy like cartwheels. Like it didn't make, and she's wearing heels. She's wearing heels, so I was like, what? Um, like it just made no sense to me. Like I mean, some of the like Melina wears heels in like MK11, and so does Katana. But like it makes more sense for those characters. Like Sonya, it didn't make sense to me that she was like doing cartwheels and like kissing dust like in high
She's
heels. Like
military.
as a military general, I was just like, I don't get it. And then like, yeah, I don't know. And then Cassie, like, I like that's part of why I like Cassie. Like, I don't think she's boring because like I love her fatal blow. She's like pistol whipping you like with the gun in your face. Like, it's just funny to me. Like, she's just like smacking you up. Like, I don't know, just like her animations. Like, I just like I find it appealing. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think. Just the visuals are really important to me. I think the way they present the characters, um, that's a big part of it, and like how I've gotten into the game. Uh, so yeah, I think that's what I would say is like a big part of it for me is like also story mode. Like Chet mentioned, like I think story is also really important. Um, that's like mainly what I used to do like before MK11 was just play like the arcade towers in story mode. That's like all I
Hmm.
did, and play against the AI. So I think that's like a big part of it as well.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Definitely, like I said before, like I was just into beating the AI, story mode, big time. Or, I really miss what would what would grab my attention was like in Tekken, um, whenever you'd beat, I guess the arcade mode, like okay, like Tekken 3 for example, like okay, you'd beat uh Ogre and then True Ogre, and then your reward was you get a new character. Like I loved that. You know what I mean? I love that type of reward system. I wish there was something kind of like that. I mean, I guess this game kind of had that. Whenever you beat the story mode, you got Frost. Whoa.
Yeah, that was
Um,
the only one. Yeah, I get
right?
you though. That's how it's like kind of like I used to enjoy that also. It felt like you
Yeah.
were like unlocking stuff, like ooh, like do this to unlock this character. Like I can see why nowadays I guess like they don't do that because they want the game to be more competitive. So I guess they want the whole roster available like right away.
And they want
I think
money, you know.
yeah, and like to people just to purchase the characters instead of like unlocking them. Um, but yeah, that was really fun. I used to love that. Like in like
Yeah.
Deadly Alliance or like Deception, like half the
Yes.
roster's missing. You had to like
Yeah, or
unlock them.
you'd accumulate coin or like the combat coin, and then you'd go to the crypt and buy them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was a really nice incentive, like to keep people around. I think, instead of actually having to use actual money. And then I think like again, story is a thing to look forward to. Even the ending stories, I still, well, at the beginning of the game, I still went through pretty much with every single character. I went through the entire t like the towers just so I can get all their endings. Um, and then like even like with Tekken, Street Fighter, not so much. I do love the visuals of Tekken. It's just I think it's a very beautiful game. I think Guilty Gear is a beautiful game. Um, and like I think like MK, it just looks so like realistic. Kind of like Tekken. It's not. I'm not like huge on like the cartoon fighting games or anime fighting games. Like it's. I think it's kind of cheesy in my opinion. It can be fun, but I guess I kind of like the grittiness of like MK and just I don't know. That's just what I loved about it since like I first played it, I guess. Did anybody else want to chime in on that? I don't think I missed anybody, right?
No.
Okay. Um, the next thing is I'm going to move on to Iceman 2020. He did have questions from the last episode, and his question was question number one was should the variation system return for MK12? Cease, I'll go with you first.
No. We need complete characters. I'm tired of getting a half-baked character, and then I have to choose between, 3 different things that should be entirely in one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Wolfie, did you want to chime in on that?
Um, Oh, I had been debating that too. Honestly, I was starting to think the same as Cease. I was kind of like, I'm over this custom mess. Like, give me back like fully complete characters. That's what it does feel like. I do feel like they give you like in MK11. It's good and it's bad. It's like the customs. I feel like it's very good in way. Well, I feel like it's nice in that it allows some creativity, but at the same time, it doesn't because I feel like yeah, the characters in MK11 are like a lot of the moves that are important to them to make them the characters work. For a lot of them, at least, I feel like you have to equip them, and like just the fact that moves replace other moves, like Exit always says about Scarlet, like there was more creativity with her like prior to customs than now with customs. Like everyone's like there's no reason to play like any loadout other than the optimal loadout. Like for Scarlet, like most people don't see like there's no reason to really play any other loadout to like
Oh.
be competitive with her. Um it's like I feel like at least when like even with MK11 when the tournament variations were still a thing, I feel like there is at least a bit more incentive to maybe play different variations for certain matchups. Like and that was flawed too because like some characters had like one variation that was like clearly the best one. Like there's no like you wouldn't really use the other ones. Um, so it's just really like I find it like across the board it's just very uneven. Like some characters with the variations right now like Kitana has like two loadouts that are like viable and good. So like at least Kitana has like two different ways you can kind of play her, but then some characters they maybe have like one viable loadout, or maybe you just switch out like one move, like Melina. Like Melina, like most people do her with like playtime and like the extended strings and the command grab, and then like you pick whatever you want for the third move. So like I mean, it just feels like to me yeah, it just feels like a lot's like lacking, and like even with like Nightwolf, I feel like a lot of times like it's like if you want one thing, you have to like get rid of another thing, and so like you kind of have to like pick and choose what you want. Like with Baraka too, it's like do you want mix or do you want a combo launcher? Like you can't have both. Like you have to like.
Or do
And
you
I,
want to lose 2 slots for no reason?
Yes, yes.
like so I could see like I understand in a way why they do certain things. Like they want it to be balanced. Like they don't want the characters to have way too much. Like 'cause I guess it's a balancing thing, and like I can see why they do that.
Mhm.
Like, at least on paper, I see why they do that. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm conflicted because, like when if you just have it like MK9 style or like Injustice where you just have that one loadout, like or not even a loadout, it's just like the character has their move list and that's it. You don't have like variations or like moves that you equip. Um, whatever that character is, it's like that's what
That's
it
it.
is. Like you can't
Yeah.
really change it at all. Like that's how they play. Um, but like I don't know that customs makes. Sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. I don't know that
No, you're
customs
good.
makes like that much of a difference either in MK11. Like I don't know if any of the sometimes like again maybe it depends on some characters it affects them more. But I feel like I don't know if it drastically changes the way a character plays. Like I feel like you can kind of switch some things out here and there. Um, it just depends. Some characters you can have more creativity with them. Maybe you want like a more zoning heavy variation, or you want something that's more like like with a fast reversal or something. Like you can do. It just depends. But
Kind of like how MKX had more emphasis on, I guess, one variation than the other
Everything.
one. Yeah, exactly. I feel it
No,
was very.
MKX did the variation system really well, but it's
Yeah,
because
hell yeah.
every character was pretty fucked up at a base kit.
Yeah.
Like
Huh.
yeah, MKX variations I felt like in a way were better than MK11 in a sense that like I felt like it felt more fleshed out. I feel like in MK11 it doesn't. It just feels like it's like there's more options, but like there's less options at the same time. Like that's what it feels like to me. It's like really weird because like I said, it's so inconsistent. Like
Well, there's so
some
many
characters.
moves, but then again, it's like you have these slots that really kind of just, I guess, don't give you that freedom that you think you might have.
Yeah, so if I had to pick, I don't know. I feel like the customs is fun because like again, it's like in ways it's fun. Like you at least have some like you can kind of switch things out. So I think that's nice to give to people, like because I feel like people would enjoy that, like being able to pick like, oh, how do I want to play this character? I mean, you can't like drastically change how they play for the most
Right.
part, but like you can at least like tweak some things, like you know. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm gonna say bring back customs, but like implement it better. I feel like it was like I feel like they didn't take enough time to flesh it out in MK11. I feel like the idea could work at least better. Like it could be a bit better. Because I like the idea of being able to like at least somewhat modify how your character plays.
Right.
But if they can like flesh it out more. Otherwise, I feel like honestly, I wouldn't mind like just preset tournament variations again, or even
Right.
just like one move list. I feel like in MK9 and MKX, I didn't have any issue with it. MK11, I really did say like I didn't like the way they did like the variations. Like it felt really limited in ways, even
I
though it's
had
supposed to
a
be more open.
I had an issue with MKX. We all know this, but you know what game I didn't have an issue with?
What's that?
Injustice 2.
Oh my gosh.
Goated game.
Goated game, huh? Sid, did you want to chime in on the variation system, or would you like to see that in the next video game, fighting game, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
I wanted to be a little bit more. I know you can't really say this with games, you know. I want it to be a little bit more fair. I really feel like they screwed over some characters, you know. If I'm being honest, obviously not just Baraka, you know. Um,
it. Right.
it just, you know, and then making, you know, everything legal, I guess, whatever in tournament play. You know, it just made, it just made everybody like a little bit better. So, in my opinion, it didn't really change anything. You know, it just made everybody better, and just the people that had to deal with shit before have to deal with a lot more shit. You know, so it's the same shit. You know, so they're gonna do something like that. Like it's just, can you just, you know, just make it. Fuck, man, test your game, please, please, please test your fucking game the right way. You know, I mean, you know, I don't know how game testing works, you know, but I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
shit just, you know, when the customs came out, like I already felt, I felt like it was just a slap in the face. Cause it was just like this shit's already hard to deal with. You know, now I gotta deal with Delia's dance or something crazy like that. You know, like it's just come on, man. So I don't know, just I didn't mind it because I liked what it gave Baraka. I liked like finding out different stuff, especially with Kano and other characters. What's even Sub Zero was kind of cool. With that, who am I thinking of? Terminator. There we go. Terminator. It's just yeah, it just made every single top tier just more top tier. And it was just yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Chad, did you want to chime in? Would you like to see variations?
Honestly, I would not. Like everyone explained it very well. Like I really don't have to say nothing. But I do have one little criticism though. I still got something to say.
Yeah.
Maybe an MK12. Help a brother out. Maybe they could actually make Kane top tier. That'd be pretty great. Like being a bottom one Kane man, it's very rough out here. Like maybe they should make down one full screen unblockable. That'd be that'd be very good. Maybe make his command grab a mid. That'd be very helpful. Like why does Kodo have a mid command grab, but not Kane? Like it makes no sense.
Curious.
Maybe.
Cease, you're awfully quiet over there.
Maybe.
I could say 1,000 things.
Maybe.
Just let it rock, bro. Just let it rock. I'm letting it rock too. No, I'm letting it rock.
Maybe when Kane wakes up stand switch, because that's a pro tech move right there. To wake up stand switch with Kane. Maybe he should.
I will say something though. I do want to say one thing. Who was saying they wanted the game to be a little bit more fair?
Me, Sid. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this game is as fair as it gets.
I agree. Yeah.
It is pretty fair.
Like, because even at playing as Melina or maybe not Rambo. So Rambo's a bad example because he loses, and I'm trying to say he loses to both number 1 and number 2, Cetron and Jackie. But if you were to say Melina or who's the third character in our opinion, and it's not Rain. Don't do that.
It's Rain.
Third worst?
Bro,
is that what you're saying?
Rain, dude.
Like Frost?
Jesus.
Frost?
Like
Frost,
Frost is a good one.
No, Frost.
Not bottom 3. I don't think she's bottom 3 though. Like.
Yeah, I'm saying who's the third
Shiva.
worst character?
Honestly, I think it's
Oh,
Shiva.
Shiva.
I
Shiva.
would Shiva. Yeah.
Hell
we
yeah.
can we can do that. I think she only has like 1 or 2 winning matchups.
more than Kane.
Yeah, I'd say she beats Jackie. I was like and I think she doesn't do. I imagine she actually does pretty good against Citrion. But like you could play any bottom 3 character and still have a chance at beating a top tier. That's not the case for Injustice, So that's the one flaw that game has. But it also means that you're stripping this entire game of everything that could make a character, fun. Because if you look at any character's toolkit in Injustice or an MKX, for example, 100%, you're having so much more fun with an individual character. Not so much in this game. But yeah, I think this is the most fair game they've ever had. I think if it was even more fair, you have to do 1 or 2 things. His example was you buff everyone, and then you get an MKX. Everyone is like Jackie. Everyone's dumb. Or
Dome them all down.
Yeah, or you tone them all down, and the game gets even more boring.
Like Street Fighter.
And so yeah, and it's I guess that was my point. I was like, it's just like you're asking for a lot if you want the game to be more fair than what it is right now. So many, and with the mechanics as well, it's so super beginner friendly, which is fine,
I agree.
Top players take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this. I will bring up that I don't like this like BS argument from just like semi-pro players talking about like the game is so beginner friendly and they have all these scrub mechanics and it makes the people who aren't that good be able to compete with the people that are good. And it's like, well, look at what you're saying, if they're not that good, how are they keeping up with you? Because you have access to the same tools. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
And if you were that good, you would just simply use, or you would just outplay them. If you're that much better than them, why are you not beating them?
Right.
I agree.
And yeah,
Exit. Did you want to see variations in the next installment?
Um, done right, yes. Hell yeah. I was playing X like a couple of months ago, and I was looking at Leatherface, and I was like, dude, every variation of Leatherface is a completely different character. Like Killer is just Rush Down, Pretty
hmm
Lady is just Zone and Bone, and then Butcher is like they replaced all of his strings. Like he doesn't really have chainsaw moves like
yeah,
that. It's just
hell
like
yeah,
he has a hammer and it's just like a completely different character. Now, let's say if they would have implemented shit like that to 11, let's look at Jade, right? Jade has a slot move where she could add additional strings, but they half-assed it. Like it really didn't do much for her. Or
yeah. It made her. It
the
just made
point
her a little better
yeah, the
at
point
what
of
she
it
already
being,
does.
yeah, the point of it being good or bad, that's not the point, but just like they half-assed it. They didn't give her, I think they should have gave her more strings or just made them feel, important. Kind of like how they did with Leatherface. If they would have done that, then hell yeah, like think about it. Like you could literally give a character an overhaul. And like the shit thing about this game is just like now that there is customs, people are only just using one variation for characters. And like some characters only have one or two if you're lucky. There's like a few. I don't know. Yeah, y'all could put your 2 cents in, but like, there's very few characters that have like more than two or three viable variations. Like the only character I can
Yeah.
really think of top of my head is like Shang. Like that, I think he has a lot of solid variations.
We're like
Gears.
Kano.
I really
He
don't know
has
much about
two.
Kano. I don't want to.
He
I don't
has
want to lie and say
two.
yeah, Kano. But like, you could even put Aaron there. I think Aaron has a shit ton of good variations. And then you have a character like Spawn, who I think like base Spawn is really good. But like, I remember me and Cease were labbing, dude, and we're like, dude, this character has no variations that you could really make. He probably has one or two at best that are just solid.
He
Everything
has
else
one and
is
a he
just
has one and
kind
a
of
half
shit.
because he has the meta variation where you have the launcher and then you have
Soul forfeit.
the self forfeit, and then there's 1.5 and you launcher and then you use the low chain.
Yeah. That's really about it. Everything else is like, dude, like the low gunshot, that shit's cool. I like doing it. It's funny. The little kung lao kung pao fucking dive kick that he does, that shit's cool too. If you're like trying to have fun, but like, is it viable? No, but it is fun, which is a plus for me. But like, I just think they did a terrible job with the variation system. But like, if they would have like patched some of the shit out, like make that weird like 2 slot katana move better. Like imagine it. What if like Scorpion had cancels? Like what if they made like his stance like 1 slot? And they
Hmm.
fixed it. Like it doesn't whiff. Like what would that do for Scorpion? Who fucking knows? I don't know. But
What are you
like if
talking
they would
about?
have
What do you mean a whiff? What are
the
whiffs?
the mid part of that like it's, I don't know what like the
The hill
Jitsu
poke?
stance. Yeah, so like the mid it like whiffs on a good decent amount of the characters. Like you can't do it against a decent amount of the characters. So
The
Okay.
poke.
So,
The poke
yeah,
on
yeah, the poke, the little poke. Like yeah, I don't know, and like some of the combos are just not true. I know it's for mixing and then cancels and stuff like that. But like if they would have made it like just be a bit better and like I don't know, they could have kept it at 2, but if they just would have made it actually work or just made it 1, like it would give a lot to Scorpion. Like the fucker would have cancels. Like it would like make his back.
I want to be honest with y'all, and totally unrelated, but I think that's his best move. I think no one is just using it right.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Okay. All right, there you
What
go.
move is that again?
The
The
cancels.
Oh,
Samurai
yeah.
Showdown.
it's the sword. It's the
Yeah,
sword
dude,
stance.
Dude, I
So
use
he has
that
X's.
shit, and then the buff, and then 16% grabs into cancels. Woo! Anyways, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it would have given so much, like, everyone right now that uses Scorpion, that thinks they're a fucking pro, or, they're really good with him, they use the cancel. I mean, like, not the cancel, like, the fake teleport. Because this is, like, probably, like, the best, like, it's
I
a
think
meta.
that's
Like,
good for matchups. I think you definitely have to
Hmm.
use that against a zoner. But
Yeah.
if you're brawling in someone's face, there's no need for that. He doesn't get much from walking back and zoning.
Yeah.
His spear and that's it.
But yeah, but like I don't know, man. Like Scorpion is another character. Like if they would have made his fight. Anyways, I don't want to like drag this shit on, but like the whole point, what I'm trying to say, if they would have done it right, then I definitely think it should come back. Like, what if some characters didn't have shit? Like, what if Rambo didn't have the Claymore and he was a complete character? What if Terminator didn't have the 5%? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, it's just like, to me, the variation system is the funnest thing about MK11. For me. I just think it's fun. That's just me, though. But, yeah, I don't
Mhm.
want to drag it.
Right. And that will go into the next question from Iceman, and I'll start off this one because I feel like I always just kind of end the segments, which isn't fair. Um, he asked, what are the variations you guys run with your mains in MK11? So with Baraka, I kind of I feel like it just depends on the day. I love his mix variation. I sometimes I find it like so fun. I just love mixing it up, and then if it doesn't work, then I go with the big boy damage one with the blade charge and gutted. Um, Sid's kind of getting me into the spine burst and gutted.
That's the
Honestly,
best
there's
variation.
so much combo potential on there. I'm not gonna say a certain YouTuber's name, but he said that there was no
Actually,
combos, and I think
it
he's
has no combos actually.
yeah, it
Yeah,
has
Yeah,
no
there's no
combos.
combos. No, you just gotta be
I
good.
think he's 50 Shades of Crazy for saying something like that. And honestly, I know Eggs and I agree on this, and probably a lot of high level players don't. Um, but I love Berserker. Oh my gosh, that shit's so satisfying. Just catching
Yeah.
motherfuckers in it, just just it's so fun. It's fun. That was the move that honestly got me into Baraka. Um, and that's pretty much it for my main. So Chet, if you want to go with yours,
Um,
with Kane, of
so
course.
yeah, my main variation with Kane is manhandled, chemical burn, and lumbar check because I fucking suck with biopool. But I'm actually starting to use it more. I'm starting to get better with biopool because arguably, like either one of those variations is his best variation. So I kind of have to learn biopool and all that. I also love using snakebite. Snakebite is such a fun move. It just sucks that it's two slot and such an unviable move. Like it's so bad. Imagine if it was like one slot, just all the limitless variations you can have with one slot snakebite. That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that Snakebite has two slots and Biopool has one. I think it kind of almost does the same thing, except for Snakebite has the overhead.
Yeah, and like snakebite's like for them flashy Kane combos because Kane's not really a big combo character
Yeah,
without snakebite.
you're not getting the shitless combos out of that. It's great.
Yeah.
Uh, Wolfie, did you want to chime in on your main and like what
Yeah,
what variation you use?
sure. I main Sonya. That's like my top main. Um, I use the cat orbital drop for zoning and space control. I use the energy ring charge. That's also like for zoning, but also like you can like mess with the timing of the energy rings. You can cancel it, and you can get more corner combo potential off of her low, her back 1-4. So I use I'm gonna start from the top again. I'm like blinking out. I use cat orbital drop, energy ring charge, and crushing counters for Sonya. Yeah, crushing counters is her parry. Um, and then for Melina, she's like my second main at this point. I use Stabby Scotch, Playtime, and Rolling Thunder. I like Rolling Thunder for the anti-air potential. Um, Also, it gives her B&Bs like it doesn't technically give her more damage. I think it's like the same as the optimals, but it's easier to do her rolling thunder combos and get like the same damage as the optimal for her base launcher. Um, and you can have a full screen ball roll. So I really like that for like punishing projectiles. But yeah, that's basically it. Then I'd say like yeah, those are like my top two mains. Cassie, I do kneecap in, flying low kick, and shoulder charge. Katana, I do either half blood and low fan or ground war, low fan, and fan flutter.
Okay, nice, nice. Sid, did you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, like Stumper alluded to before, I Yeah, I've been starting to main Baraka. Before it was Kano, and yeah, so I think I'm officially a Baraka man.
Baraka boy.
Um, yeah, Baraka boy,
I
which
don't
is
know
the
how you
gang that
could
I
betray
started.
Kane so much. I don't know how you could betray Kane like that.
So you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Such a better character.
I
The
decided to
fun
go for
character.
an actual bottom one character, Baraka.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's
say okay.
but no, the variation I use is the spike, spine burst, and gutted. Um, it does so much, and it's so amazing, and it's just I was doing really well with it, one day, and I think Exit saw that, and I don't know if any of you guys know, but Exit's gonna put out a video on how amazing it is. So definitely look out for that,
Oh
and how
god.
it's the best
And no, no,
best.
no. I have to say, like, Sid is like flawless blocking mids and pokes because of that variation. Like
Legit.
he's been doing it to me for a while. So
Stop!
I
You're
honestly
embarrassing me,
I think it
please.
fits him pretty well, honestly.
Oh my gosh. Well, you heard him, guys. Nah, yeah,
Right.
that's me, dude. That's me.
Exit. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going around and I'm like forgetting people or something, or like if I'm skipping people, please just let me know. Exit. Did you wanna, or did you chimed in
um,
on Aaron or no?
no, not yet.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
was
Go ahead.
actually gonna say Scarlet. No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
Bartlett. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm joking. I'll probably go with Aaron. The variation I don't know. I think I'm most comfortable with is definitely the stance, scud shot, and acid pour. It was very different back then. I was really into command grab, but like what I like about that variation is that I get combos and I can actually do like corner combos because I never do corner combos with characters. It's very rare, but with Aaron I can actually do them. And it just there's a lot of freedom in that variation. Like it hits hard, solid strike throw. I can mix when I want to. I could just keep hit confirming. Just forward two into acid pour is just when it works, it works and it's really good. A lot of little mind games on flawless blocking as well. And then doing dirty shit like down three into acid pour and get hit with 15%, and then I could just run away and scud shot you and just play keep away. There's a lot of dope shit to that I really like that variation. There's a lot of freedom in that variation. But yeah, that's probably it for me.
Oh yeah. Cease. I'm assuming Gurus.
Yeah, Gears. No, I use Rambo, you know.
There you go. Rambo's back.
Respectable.
But for Gears, I switch between two. I can use any move on that. You know, whether it's customs. I used to play New Era, but the time has gone by already. I switch between three different variations competitively. Number one being Sand Clone. And alongside that, I have the teleport Sand Trap, and then Sand Pillar. I think Sand Pillar is really good, underrated move. And then if I'm not using that and I want to cash out on damage and just go all offense, I'll be using Beta Spikes, and then the Tele Sand Trap. It's pretty universal, and same thing, Sand Pillar. And then for the third variation, if I need to play really, really lame, you'll see me rocking Shifting Sands, Pillar, and Sand Clone. That's about it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Anybody else? I didn't skip anybody, did I?
No, I think that's it.
Nope.
Okay. So the next thing is, since this is the live podcast, I would love to take any live questions. Only for a little bit. I think we've already been streaming we've already been doing this for about like an hour or so. But yes, please fire away any of your questions.
Make them good. I want to start arguing with people. I feel like we're just kind of agreeing with each other.
Yes,
Alright,
yes.
I got it.
Okay,
No, I
okay.
thought we were
Shark
gonna start
Hero.
beefing on the variation thing because as soon as you said when you complete characters, I was like, holy shit. I feel complete opposite of
The
that.
Game Awards.
So we'll start with Shark Hero Gaming. He says, is Cabal top one?
No.
I agree with no. He is annoying. He's definitely
He's top
annoying.
10.
Okay. So again, the custom variations, it did make him, I think, probably like top 10, top 15, but definitely annoying.
I
put
think
him.
he's
I
like
put him top
top
5.
7. I don't
Top
even
5?
think
I
he's
got
like,
he's top 10 for me. I think
yeah,
Cabal's
he's like
top
top
10.
10.
He's top 10.
But with that fart rocket shit, I would not like argue if anybody put him top 5 because that shit is pretty obnoxious.
It is. Yeah, fuck yeah, I agree. But
But
I don't think he's top 1 at all.
Definitely not.
Anybody want to argue with that?
I think
I think
we
he's,
can all agree that he's
bottom 2.
yeah, I think we can all agree that he's top tier and definitely not top 1. But
Yeah.
in terms of placements, who said they thought he was top 15?
I think he's top 15.
Oh, you think he's top? Why don't you think? Why not like even top 10?
Um, I don't. I mean, I guess like people just think like he's good because like a lot of his stuff is safe. And
Uh-huh.
like he can kind of get away with some stuff like with the fart rocket.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's just I don't know. I mean maybe I'm not really that like I don't know that much kind of like either you or Exit, but I don't see like what I don't see it like a Lou. Like I can look at a Lou and be like, all right, that's top tier. I can look at a Jack and be like, all right, that's top tier, Cetrion. But
Mhm.
with Cabal, I'm just like, I don't. It doesn't
Funny,
really.
some people
It
say
doesn't.
that
It
about
doesn't.
Liu Kang. Some
It
people
doesn't
say,
strike
oh,
fear.
Liu
It
Kang.
doesn't strike fear in me. It just like okay, I'm kind of annoyed. Like, like when I go up against Lou, I'm like, all right, this dude's probably a sweat. Or if I go up against like a Cetrion, I'm be like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna get zoned out. This guy probably knows what he's gonna do, especially against Baraka. Um, I mean, that's just my opinion.
Wait, what about Liu Kang? What were you saying actually? Because I've heard people say that they're like Liu Kang's
Yeah,
not
some people
that
like it's
good. They're
crazy.
like
I
he's
I
not
don't agree
even
with this
top
at all.
tier, and I'm like,
Some people
what?
say
Like,
that
I don't.
Kane is overrated and this and that, and then I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like
He's
he's
got
really good.
everything. I
He
mean,
really
Lou's
has
got
everything.
everything. He's got everything. I think he's top.
Like
I don't know
I
about
forgot who
top one.
I argue with, or like, yeah, he doesn't have like a button like a katana's back two, or like a long range mid. I'm like, the fucker doesn't need a long range mid. What are you talking about?
Right.
You are tripping. He's like, his movement's not that good. I'm like, bro, the motherfucker, wait. Anyways, I don't want to like shift away what the conversation's about, but yeah,
Right.
that's just one weird thing.
Let's see. The next question was, do you like the baby? Of course, we love the baby. That's the bus, of course, asking that. Why would he not? Um, Blackbeard, it's more of like a demand. No, I'm just kidding. He says, Collector has the best command grab. No.
No,
Kotal. Kotal has
for
best
sure.
command grab.
Kotal than King.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Anybody else want to disagree with Kotal having the best command grab?
I think we can all agree.
That shit's pretty
I think
busted.
the damage and the fact it's a mid, yeah, it's probably if it's not the best, it's like top 3, like at least. I don't know whose would be better. Like,
I actually have something I want to. I was listening to you saying that the game was fair. And I don't think that it's completely fair on all sides. Like I don't feel
Oh.
that. I don't know.
Why
I
do
don't.
you feel that way?
Please, you cannot bring up a Baraka example, please, because I know where you're going with it. You just
is it
can't.
gonna be like a mechanics reason, like a universal gameplay thing, or like?
I don't understand why I can't bring up a
Because you're
Baraka
gonna bring up
reason.
RoboCop and Baraka. You're gonna bring up RoboCop and Baraka. I already
Is
know.
that
I
is,
just.
is that fair? Is that a fair matchup? I didn't even say anything. I wasn't gonna
It's
bring
a
up
shit
Baraka.
matchup.
I
It is
wasn't
winnable.
but okay.
You could. It's
You
really
can
rough.
say that about anything.
Well, I think like what people say about MK11 compared to like MK9 or some previous games, or even MKX. I think I saw a video about it. There was matchups like in MK9 that were like basically impossible to win, like a 9-1. Like certain matchups were like Kenshi, like his zoning, like against some of the characters, like had like absolutely nothing they could do. Like there was like no way you could even like get in on him. Like it was like virtually like impossible.
But that's every fighting game. Like every
Things
like
like
even in
that.
this game has like
No,
terrible
no,
matchups.
no. Yeah, I don't think you guys understand because there's very few 7-3s in this game, but there were legitimate 9-1s in MK9. You weren't winning. Same thing with Injustice 1. There was one, I think there was 191, but there was there were some 82s, which is fucking ridiculous, first of all. And that's an unfair game. Baraka versus RoboCop. If you really want to complain about Baraka versus RoboCop, I'll go and let you. Actually, hold on, because I had a buddy who worked on this website, and we did some of the stuff for the Injustice 2 portion of it. But NRStierlist.com, they actually have this.
I've seen that website.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
what?
if you go
There's a
here,
tier
you
list
go,
website?
yeah, it's you know, kind of outdated. The guy hasn't worked on it, and we kind of just use the last known source for Injustice 1 and MK9. But you know, we had the community help out when we tried to do our best to work on an Injustice 2 matchup chart, because I helped with, like, me and Hey George did the Joker matchups.
Hey George.
Yeah, but if we looked at it here, Jade versus Kenshi was 9-1. It was the only 9-1 in the game, but it was actually not lied. There's another one, Shiva versus Katana. Shiva lost 9-1 to Katana, which is fucking insane. And yeah, and I was like, if you want to go and play Shiva versus Katana or Jade versus Kenshi, and then you come back and tell me how you feel about Robo versus Baraka.
Can I give my retort? Can I give my retort now, please?
Yeah, you
Okay,
you go ahead.
so let's say, bear with me. Let's say there's two people in an abusive relationship. You know,
okay.
Let's hear me out. Let's say you have an Aaron Black, and I don't know. Let's just say Baraka. I don't know. They're in a relationship. Aaron Black is beating the shit out of Baraka. He is fucking him up. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what? Baraka's like, you know what? I'm done with this. This is horrible. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So then he goes and takes his ass, and he finds himself a nice looking thing. I don't know, somebody like Kano. You know what I'm saying? Still kicks his ass, but not as bad. Should Baraka stay with Kano? I mean, it's not as bad as when he was with Aaron Black. He was getting his ass beat all day, but now he gets his ass beat every other day.
You know what my answer is to this? Because, like, if you want to translate it to, like, what you were actually, the point you're trying to get at.
This is exactly,
You're just saying why play Baraka when you could play Kano versus RoboCop?
I mean,
or versus Aaron.
What I'm getting at is that it doesn't matter if he's getting his ass, he gets his ass beat in a game that was made two years ago or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I whatever in MK9.
Before I actually respond, to confirm the point.
ahead.
Were you trying to say would you rather play a different character versus Aaron in this example? Or were you saying that why would you play versus Aaron's when you could get your ass beat by Kano's?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it doesn't fucking matter. The shit's not fair regardless. I'm in a shit situation. You know what I mean? So it's not fucking fair. Any way you put it, I'm still in. You know what I'm saying? I use those characters because I thought that would make more sense. But okay, let's just say you're like, I'm talking about a little.
Give two characters that you actually struggle with, and
either
you think
way,
one is
you're
better
getting
than
your
the
ass
other.
beat. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I want like an actual. I want to put this into an actual perspective because you're giving hypotheticals and. I don't know how you really feel about those
that's what I'm
matchups.
what I'm saying is that like it's just like okay, it's fine. Yeah, the RoboCop versus Baraka, that shit. It just feels like, yo, where the I can't even get in. This guy, all he has to do is stand the other side of the side of the screen and shoot me all day. You know what I'm saying? I can't jump over it because I can't float enough like Kung Lao can. I really want to play my character. You really want to play your character. You deserve to play him. You bought him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what the fuck?
But give another example that's better, that you still get your ass kicked, but it's better than fighting RoboCop.
It's better than fighting RoboCop?
Yeah.
Okay, one that's worth a century, honestly. I guess maybe Jade.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know what you mean here. Like, either way, I'm still getting my ass kicked here. You know what I mean? Like, it's still.
No, I just wanted two characters to reference because like the first two you mentioned, I didn't know if those were actual characters you struggle against, and I would have just told you like, I think that's your fault that you're losing.
Sure,
but you're mentioning two characters. And I understand the struggle match. I understand the struggle part. But like you just, it's one of these things where you're playing a game that got severely or extremely less attention than the prior title.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. Either way, it's not fair. What you said before was that, well, in my opinion, the game's completely fair all around. If it was completely fair all around, then I wouldn't be mentioning. You know, what I'm
So
saying
you want every matchup to be 5-5 is what you're saying, completely.
It's impossible.
it's impossible. I get that. That's impossible. That's impossible. But I
So
think
you
to
understand you're
strive
asking
towards
something.
that as much as possible. To strive towards that, I don't think that's you know what I'm saying, that's out of this realm. Like, oh no way,
No,
I don't want to do that.
but it is, because what you're saying is if everything is 5-5, you're kind of pushing everyone to have the exact same tools and the exact same counters to each other. And now you're asking for a roster of 37 and they all do the exact same thing. There's going to be bad matchups in any fighting game you play. And if you dislike that, then, it sucks. Welcome to fighting games.
No,
Like,
you're
like
right.
to me, what unfair would
Right.
be, like, there's a one character that beats the entire roster, like 9-1.
Like no question.
Like,
That was
that's
like
what I would
MK9. That was
consider.
like MK9.
Like,
not
people
not
say
the whole roster,
Cetrion
but,
is like broke and shit like that, and she's really good because that bitch is broke and she is really good. But like, there's some characters that they can make it fucking work. I really don't know much about Cetrion. I really can't put my 2 cents because I don't want to play against Cetrion. But like, I'm pretty sure there's characters that could beat that little bitch ass. You got Cole.
I
you can make it work.
what's it called? Dumper beat Cetrion on somebody's stream, I think. He's done it on his own. He's done it before. He's
At one
fairly,
time,
he's really
it's
good.
it's usually a Cetrion that's and again
That's a bad example.
it
'Cause
goes
you're
it
choosing one of
goes
the very few
it goes
7-3s.
back to it goes back to what Cisa's saying, like it's my fault too. I should probably learn that a little bit more. You know what I mean?
And any way you put it, it's you know what I'm saying, it is your fault. You know what I'm saying, like for the you can you can get away with wins on any character. Yeah, I agree. You can get away with wins on any character. However, it's a lot harder to get in on some characters than it is on others. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes it's like, man, this is ridiculous. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
also
Like,
gonna
I gotta spend a lot more, of my resources, you know what I'm saying, to get in on certain characters. I think you guys would agree, Thumper at least, you know what I'm saying, than other characters. My bad. Go ahead, say what you're saying.
And I'm going to say that no one in this party is at the level that they can entirely blame a bad matchup for why they lost. Because even myself, and I fight a Jackie player, I'll give one like Hijinks, he's got my number recently a little bit. I can't, even though that is a bad matchup, and it's universally decided by both, communities of each character, I can't look at it and be like, man, I didn't, make some mistakes there.
Jackie and yours?
Yeah, it's pushing what I want to call as like one of the few 7-3s in the game, but it could be. I see a lot of. There's potential for it. I think it's probably just a 4-6, and I'm exaggerating it. And so like I said, but like there's not a single person. It's quite literally like the 1% of the people playing this game that can say like, damn, I didn't do everything I could have done, and even then, they could have done something better. But yeah, none of us, especially at our level, like there's so many things to improve on, and until you do improve on that, that's kind of like when you finally decide like, okay, maybe there's not much I can do past this.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I almost left the party because you ain't talking about me. I'm the worst.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let it slide, I guess.
I feel like yeah, I think like I'm not like very good. Like I'm like casual. Like I've gotten better. I've only been playing like a year, so like I don't have that much experience. Like very little.
Says you're 5,000 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I'm still not that
check
good.
your
Like I'm
hours.
really not very good overall. Like
I don't know,
think
Sid
I'm,
did
like,
that.
Okay. I want to say okay. Like I want to say I'm not like beginner. Like I can do like I can wave dash and do like some flawless blocking, but I'm not very good. But like, so I just say like I'm a casual player because really I just play like mostly Combat League. Like I play just like casually. I'm not like in tournaments. But what was I gonna say?
I don't think.
I feel like
What is the next step up from casual for you? Like, how do you rank? What are the ranks actually, and then how do you rank
Oh, well,
that?
I guess I say for me, I say I'm casual because I mostly play Combat League. I run into some really good players on Combat League, but most of the players I play, I'd say are like similar level to me, if not like maybe a bit less experience.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
what
above
I'm
casual would be like competing. Like if you're
but
doing
what
like
I'm trying to say, like, what is the hierarchy here? Like, so obviously we have beginners and we have professionals, but what are like the ranks in between that? Like, what would you guys name that?
intermediate.
Yeah, so like, is intermediate the same as casual, or is that above casual?
Oh,
I would say
okay.
a little
I
above.
guess I say casual. Like casual, I guess I'm more. When I say casual, that's more like I'm not competing. I guess that's why I say I play casually.
Hmm.
Like casual is just like I'm not competing. Versus competitive or tournament player, you're like playing in tournaments. But like I guess that's separate to me from like a levels. Like I would say if you're like a high level player, you're probably like in tournaments if you're really experienced. And then
Hmm.
beginners, like you just started playing the game, like just pressing buttons. I'd say intermediate is like you have like more of like basically in the middle, like you have some idea of like neutral and whatnot. Maybe you can do some like flawless blocking or like more advanced techniques, but like you're not like on like the
There's such a blur line on
yeah.
like
It's like tricky. I feel like with
it's
I
like
would
I feel
agree.
like
Yeah,
people that
it's
are
funny
like
that Cease
that are
brought this
not
up because I mean,
casuals,
yeah.
they just like the people that like are intermediate. They would say, "Hi, I am so and so. I'm a high level player." The fuck does that mean? Like what? Like can you beat like combat in like a first and five? I don't fucking know. But hey, if you're a high level player and people consider him to be a high level player, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of always hated the
I've never
label.
heard anybody say I'm a high level player. Who says that?
I'm gonna shut the
Uh,
dash
fuck
fight guy. The dash fight. I've seen the
yeah.
dash fight
No,
guys.
people. No, there's people that like want to play sets with me, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a high level player," and I'm like, "I have a pretty big dick," but what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, you're telling me you're a high level player, but like, what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Like,
It's
are
just a
you
blur.
actually proving that like you're in consistent top 16s, top 8s, or grand finals in whatever tournaments that you're
Yeah, I don't know,
attending?
dude.
You know,
I don't know. It's
um,
weird.
like
Yeah, so
CSMH the
I can
tournament. You
agree
know
with
what I mean?
that. It's you have your beginner, casual, intermediate, competitive, and then professional. And I know we just made those terms up, but I think
Yeah.
we get a general idea. Like even if it's not specified, we get like, kind of where people would go if we were to kind of list it all out. A reason I brought that up is just because I saw a banner that was made for someone, and yeah, he obviously didn't ask for this. But it said professional Mortal Kombat player on there,
Oh
and like
my gosh.
I smoke this guy every time I play him, and I've never seen him actually like achieve anything outside of some like top 16s maybe. Um, and so I thought it was funny, but I knew that like obviously I'm like he didn't ask for that, so I'm not gonna go on him. Um,
Right.
but I thought it was funny. I talked with some of my team. I was like, what is a professional, and we just came down to it. Making you have to make an income, like a consistent income, whether you're living off of it or it's just like, because obviously as a professional, to be a professional in any craft, you have to be, getting something for it. Um, and then on
Right.
top of that, like, you have to have something to prove that amount, like your skill at it. So in this case, in Mortal Kombat, I feel like it would be placements. I think that's the only reasonable thing to do.
Okay,
Um,
can I ask you something really quick?
mm.
Like, all right, just hear me out. Has it like when people say results and shit like that? Has there ever been a tournament? Because you are the tournament where like everyone there that you played that you just like kind of just thought they were shit and you like just swept people, or it was just like kind of easy, and these people would consider themselves to be like pro, not pro players, but like high level and shit like that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like people say that, yeah, yo, I fucking won top 8 in this fucking tournament, and then like who was really in that tournament? And people,
Uh,
put these. Is this a thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know. I know because I know you do this
You're
shit.
bugging.
I yeah, bugging.
You're
I
bugging.
just wanted to ask. I don't know. Like, have you ever like I don't know thought about that shit? Like
I
people
mean we've
say.
definitely seen it recently with the offlines that came up. We had KIT and then NEC to follow within the week, and both those tournaments were for I guess from that casual level, were pretty stacked. But I looked at it and I was like, this is guaranteed top 3. Like, I'm not even breaking a sweat up to that point.
Yeah, I remember we were chopping about that. We were chopping up about that, and it was just like, and then people that were in that tournament are probably gonna say, "Yeah, I made top 8. I'm really proud of
And I
myself."
made top
and
8,
just,
and you went 2-2, and you made top 8.
yeah,
You know,
like
those boys were, and they were, hey, and I'm not gonna get on because that's their result, And I think they have the right to say, hey, I went here, and regardless of how many people were in it, I did do something, and more to them. But I think it should be known that like some people are not gonna take that same, that's I guess accolade as seriously as you will, because I definitely won't, and I don't even feel like the things I enter are the most stacked things of all time. Like the biggest thing I did recently was Outworld top 16, and even then I unfortunately got DQ'd out of that, but I think I would have made top 8. But even if I made top 8 in that, I literally would have gone just to make, like, let's say I went out as soon as I got to top 8, I would have went 2-2. It's not hard. I lost round 1 against Hijinks 3-2. And then I got a DQ win. I was supposed to fight Diddle, and honestly, I was pretty confident that I was going to be Diddle. But following that, it was like just to that point, I would have went 2-2, and that was probably the most stacked thing I played recently. I feel like some other tournaments I've played in are more stacked, but people are going to look at it and they're going to think like Brutality Bowl. My path there was I fought 2 easy in round 1, then Hijinks round 2, and I lost to Hijinks. However, I ran it back. I beat Darkly, then I beat Tweety, then I had to fight Hijinks again, and I beat Hijinks, and then I had to bracket reset Jet Ring, and I won the whole thing. A lot of people were still going to look at it, and they were like, yeah, you beat the 5 good guys in there, but like the other 11...
You're in a cage with killers, dude. Like,
yeah, and I was like, but the 11 other people, the other 11 people in there weren't the greatest players, admittedly. And so they're going to discredit that tournament because it wasn't as a situation like Outworld where every single one of the people were like those 5 sweats that I had fought.
Yeah.
But it's like still like if you look at it, I beat 3 people who were in that world top 16, and when it came down to it, I was like, I don't know why would we discredit it, but I get it if you want to, if you don't feel like that's your typical high level tournament, then I get it.
Okay.
Right. The next question here, Unshaven one said, oh my gosh, he said, who's got the best chanclas? I think it's automatically, it's
Me.
automatically.
What?
Who's got the best drip in MK?
The best
In this
drip
game, in this
Shang.
Shang.
We're not debating.
Oh
Shang,
man.
Bang let that little dick hang. No. Yeah, we ain't doing
His
that.
outfits are like not that nice. Like they're
His
not
trench
bad.
coat?
Oh, that's a
His
tough
trench
one.
coat?
Kane also
But
has
that's
the
one
best
fit,
chanclas, too.
though. That's one
That is
fit.
the best fit in the
it
game.
No, you have to have more than that.
Kane
Like,
also has the
Yeah,
best
I agree.
chanclas.
You have to have mess bet.
Let's
If you
rank
have
it. Let's
one-
rank
you
it then,
could be
because
an old
we're gonna
man.
limit ourselves. We're gonna limit ourselves
you
if we do
have
just one person.
One
Yeah,
good
that's true.
skin, that's not enough. You gotta have like a whole dripped out closet. Like
We gotta do
Yes.
top 5.
Yes,
Top 5.
I agree.
Noob Sidebot. I gotta put Noob on there. He has
Noob
some
has
good
the
ass.
just the
He does
most
have a
dog
lot.
shit drip, bro. He just
Oh,
drips.
no,
He
his-
does. He does.
Okay,
Okay.
his little
He does.
hot topic
Oh
fits
my
the other
gosh.
shit, but his masks are pretty dope.
His little
Come
hot
on,
topic.
come on.
off that league,
Come
skins
on.
are good. I think for Noob, the Combat League and like the DLC.
I don't like them.
I
I don't like
think
any of his skins, I'm
Unfortunately,
gonna be honest.
You
Scarlet.
kind of have to put Katana on there. I like Katana shit. even though I think she's-
Kitana does have nice ones.
Yeah.
I don't put her top 5, but they're
Uh,
top
I'll-
5.
She's
I'll
not,
give
like,
you-
top
I'll give you
five.
my
Her
top
base
5
game
right now.
skins, her base
Okay,
game
Yeah,
Kitana's
let's go through
entitled.
top 5s from everyone. Top 5s from
Okay,
everyone.
top 5s.
And we'll start with, hold on, before, I would love to, who was that Sid talking just now that we were talking over the entire time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
luckily.
can we let him go first, because I feel bad.
Okay,
Exactly.
go ahead. Go ahead, Sid.
Thank you. Somebody knows. Well, obviously, number 1 is Cabal. He's got
Oh gosh, let's cut him off,
beautiful-
please.
He looks like a bug, looks like a little penis bug. I love it. And so you guys know how much I love penises, and that's my
Oh
thing.
Jesus.
Oh my
Okay?
gosh. Can we
And
mute him?
no, after him is no Scarlet, for sure, bro. Scarlet's got the best one, bro. You guys can't even lie. Scarlet has.
Let's try to do the just straight the list and not the reasoning because if we give
Okay,
the
okay,
reasoning for
yeah.
every
So
single person, we're gonna be here for another hour.
Cabal, Scarlet. Fuck, I can't say. Yeah, I'm gonna say Kane.
Alright, keep going. You got two more.
Yeah, you got two
Why'd
more.
you sound
Oh,
like that, Sid?
no,
Why'd you
Fujin,
Why'd
for
you
sure.
sound like that, Sid?
Fujin and actually I do like Frost. I like Frost.
Ew.
What a wild list. I respect it though. I respect it though.
bro.
That is
Wow.
trash.
Chet, did you want to go? I think I feel like I know what all 5 of yours are, but go ahead.
Oh my god, same person.
Yeah.
Just pick
I like
characters.
Kane. You know, Kane's number one. You know, he's got that pirate outfit. It's fucking sweet.
That's it.
He's got the Kodo skin with the even more chest hair. Like he has more chest hair on that Kodo skin than his other skins, which is just like amazing. You know, like no one can rock chest hair like Kane can. You know, like only few men can do that in the world. So,
Who's next on the
And
list?
then-
Kane again?
yeah, I can't really think of anyone else to be honest.
Alright.
Love it. I can go since I'm either like I feel like I don't like to do that, but I feel like I've been either first or last. I'll be in the middle this time. I love honestly. Okay, it's a tie,
What's
but
Quan Chi?
I'll just do it. I'll go first. Sub-Zero.
Ew.
The man's got drip. He's got the quinceañera gold going on for him. Come on, bro.
Oh hell yeah.
And then he's got the red dragon red. That okay. I know we're
Red
trying to go.
Dragon.
I'm sorry, black dragon red, whatever. Scorpy, he's
disrespect
got some
Kane
good
like
ones. I'm not talking about Kane. Thank you.
But you said the red.
Oh my gosh. Scorpion, Liu, and then Kitana. And who's be my fifth one? I feel like Geras has some pretty good ones.
Yeah, his little condom head. Yeah, that shit's really good. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it is. Protection from people like you.
Facts.
Thank you, Cease. The fifth one, bro. I think that's really hard for me. I want to say Shang. Maybe Shang.
You said was that fourth or fifth?
Oh,
I think that was fifth.
you know what? I got a second one actually.
Oh,
get,
what?
Get out of here. You're
I
about
love
to.
Aaron's skin.
Yeah.
Aaron's?
Yeah, Aaron's skin is.
Aaron
fucking
does have
great.
some drip. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Aaron's fucking sweet. Also,
Alright,
love
who's
the
next? Who's
Quan Chi
next?
Kane skin as well.
I
Forgot to
think I'll
mention
go.
ahead, Exit.
I got Shang. I got Scorpion. I got Scarlet. I got Katana. And I got Aaron just because of his yellow mustard fit. Like that's just it's it. That's it.
Mhm.
Like that's all you
That's
really need.
ugly.
Bro, it's
Respect.
legit.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna go. Right.
Go ahead, Cease.
Number one, you got Rain. Drip is phenomenal, bro.
That's true. I
Yeah, the
forgot
big
about
Yeah,
ass
you know
nose.
what? You might be right. You might be right.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Number
God.
two,
Rain
you
got
got
the drip.
Raiden.
Oh my gosh, I
Um,
forgot about Raiden. Yeah.
Number three, you have Joker. Yeah, Joker. And then
Yeah.
four, I give it to Shang, and five. Let me think about this one actually, because I'm looking at the roster right now.
You better say sub.
Man, you know, I want
Scarlet,
to.
bro.
I'm gonna say. Hold on. Give me 1 second, because I'm debating between these two, and I want to look at the other one's skins. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to sub. Oh no, you know.
Man,
Damn,
that's
bro,
kind of
this
a
is
hard
hard. Yeah,
question.
we'll give it to sub. We'll give it to sub because he has a little bit more. I was gonna say Scorpion, but
His
What?
deception skin.
I think
Deception
his-
skin is
Deception
really
skin, that one too.
I was-
Oh, that
yeah.
was the
I
best
feel
one.
like his
Too.
skins are they're all just like barely they change the details a lot, but they don't really change the colors much. And I think when you can't really differentiate the skin from a distance, it's not. Then you get something like Cetrion.
Yeah. Same old shit.
And so I think at least I can tell the difference between every single sub skin because they're so vibrant. But yeah, that's my order. I'll do so it's Rain, Raiden, Joker, Shang sub.
That's a pretty good one. Wolfie?
I would say I don't know if in order. Rain, Melina, trying to think who else.
Lena has no drip.
I
The
think all
katana,
her
the katana skins are nice. That's the only one I
MK2
like.
skins are really nice. Her MK2 skins are really nice. Like the bubblegum pink ones, like the baby pink, it's really pretty.
Oh yeah, that one's nice.
That one's really pretty. Also, the katana look-alike skin is like really pretty with like the
Yeah.
crop top, the leggings, the heels, the bun.
The bun.
I honestly like my personal. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to like. Do you want like my personal list or me trying to be like objective?
Just your personal.
Go over your go over personal, yeah. Go crazy.
Personally, I like Melina. I like Scorpion. I
said
like.
Rain?
I don't know if Rain's top. Probably, I'd say like he's top 5. Yeah, I'd say Rain, Melina, Scorpion. Trying to think. Probably Katana as well. And I think Sonya. I like Sonya's skins. I think she has some pretty good ones. Especially like a lot of people like the Bridget Wilson one. I don't know. I've not Sonya. I would say like, yeah, either her or Cassie. They're both kind of tied to me because I feel like their outfits are similar. Maybe Cassie has maybe more colors though, but yeah, I'd probably say Sonya.
Okay.
Nice.
Those were missing.
Was that all of them? Was that everybody?
Yeah, those are.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do a couple more questions. So Shark Hero Gaming asked if you can buff Raiden, what will you buff for him? Anybody want to chime in?
Nothing.
I think he's a
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good
pretty
character,
stupid.
honestly.
He's pretty
I
stupid.
feel like I don't know what you could give him that wouldn't like make him too like obnoxious. Like maybe if his projectiles were like a little bit faster. That's the only thing
I think make his back one too. I think that's what it is. Instead of being -8, -7. That's just me. I don't know. That's like all the I really think of.
I'm gonna if we're gonna buff Raiden, I think we need to take away some of the nonsense that kind of goes on with the character as well because I don't want him to be too strong. They gave him they gave him some obnoxious mix, and when that's not what anyone was asking for.
There you go. That's what
So
I'm
here,
talking about.
so number one buff is he needs an actual combo ender that isn't slow as shit. There's a lot of scenarios where like there's just too high gravity, and so you think, okay, well I'll just use something else to end a combo, but there's nothing else. You can't end it with his strings because they'll drop out. You can't do Superman because it's too slow. You can't do if you're not using Storm Cell, then you can't do can't use Storm Cell for the record because they'll drop out and you'll get punished. You can't do the air, lightning grab because it's just the hitbox is too high. So he doesn't have a way to end a lot of his combos when you're trying to like get into the optimal things or what could be the optimal things, but they aren't now because he doesn't have a way to end it. So that's number one. Number two is I agree with Exit. We need to. I think that would be -7, but you need to do something about that string. There shouldn't be a command grab there.
Isn't there like an OS for it? Like if you go into
there's an OS, but it's hard to do.
Okay, gotcha.
So the OS only applies to Storm Cell and the grab, or if you're using Raijin, or the staff slam, or just the 2 staff slam or command grab. But you can't do all 3. There's no way to cover all 3 options.
I think they should take away his like back one when it goes to the overhead. I don't know. I think that shit's obnoxious. If you have like that low that one launcher move, like
Hmm.
bro, it's just online. Fuck me, right? Like you're just gonna get clipped and just guess for your life. I don't know. I don't know. Is it a really good move? I don't know, dude. There's pushback on it.
It's
That's cute, but I would much rather have it be -7 and have that flawless block mind game than having to guess between if he's gonna do that into the overhead and flawless block it, and then you just fuck up. I don't know.
that
That's just me.
that mix is fuzzyable, by the way. So if you really practice it down, it becomes immediately less obnoxious. Same thing with forward three, the kick into the headbutt. That's also fuzzyable.
Yeah, for me, my reactions are shit. I do need to learn how to fuzzy. But like I'm always taking the overhead. Like fuck it. Like if my opponent's playing that mind game, I'll just take the 7%. Fuck it.
Hmm.
Instead of having to get hit with the low break, lose my resources.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
Another thing I think is really important to his kit is if you wanted to make the character actually worth something, um, I think it might be worth making teleport one slot. Um,
All right, I'm about to leave now. All right, guys, it was real.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Bye, bye, bye.
I think teleport could be worth using one slot. And if you're not going to do that, because I think it's a little ridiculous as well. But something I think is really important is I think discharge should be base kit.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
then
sense. All right, that makes sense. This hard to be base kit. That absolutely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
so then you could do something like teleport, and it's super lame, but teleport, and then you could also do the staff slam. Um, and then you have like Cetrion pushback, and you're doing very very small, amounts of damage, but you have no combos. The only thing you're getting is whatever into Superman, and that's your optimal combo. But he's just staying away the entire game. It makes him a very strong character. Um, so there's that. I think that's a good way to go about that. Um, and yeah, there's not too many changes I would make to the character. I think he has a lot of whiff on hit issues.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Um,
that's
and he
definitely.
has a ton of flawless spot gaps, and I think if you took care of a few of those, but that's just making the perfect character. Like he needs to
Yeah.
have some weaknesses, and I know I'm very thankful, even though I think Gear struggles against Raijin a bit. I think he does fine against the teleport variation, and I think I'm thankful to have the tools because I know I played other characters against Raiden, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I just
ain't
want to say, I'm
definitely
just thankful that none of these changes are happening. I just want to say that. I just want to point that out. Like, thank
I feel
God.
like I don't know, like it seems like all the characters that have really long range buttons for the most part, like Frost, like Raiden, I feel like they were really, it seems like the developers were really careful to not give them like too much. I don't know, because even with the nerfs, like I felt like they didn't nerf Cetrion that much. Or no, they nerfed
Mm.
Cetrion a little bit, but like they didn't nerf Jackie or Liu Kang in the last patch. Like they nerfed Joker a little bit. Like I don't know if they take more issue with like the longer range characters because like they can just kind of dominate some matchups by like outspacing like short range characters. I don't know if that was like the
Mhm.
mindset behind it, but I don't know. I just noticed like they never really nerfed Jackie that much. I don't know if it's because like Jackie has to get in your face to do her offense, so like I guess maybe they don't see it as much of a problem. But if I feel like with a lot of the long range characters like Devora, Scarlet, Raiden, like Frost, it's like they were very like careful. It seems like, but then you have like Melina, so that doesn't really make sense either. I just feel like the whole KP2 was like rushed though.
I feel like you have a mixed bag of characters, and I don't think like the point you're trying to make uh, is very clear. Just because yeah, you mentioned like the long range characters that are you're trying to be more careful with them, and a lot of those tend to be low tier. But then you also said Cetrion and Joker exists and Fujin exists, and it's like I feel like there's just characters everywhere of the same archetype on the roster, and when it comes down to it, they did a pretty bad job of balancing a lot of
Yeah,
them.
no, I would agree. Like, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because like there's exceptions like Cetron and Fusion, and then like Jackie's really stubby, but she's like ridiculous.
Broke.
So yeah, it doesn't make like honestly like kind of broke. I don't know, kind of like some people say she's not broke. Like people say like she's not that overpowered of a character. She was in any other game other than MK11, but like in
People
the
that say that mean her.
Yeah, but we're
Like,
not
a lot
in
of
MK11,
people.
or we are in MK11, you know.
Yeah, I feel like
Right.
in the context of MK11, I feel like she's broke. Like, I feel like same
If-
with like Cetron.
If
I don't
anyone
know.
ever tells you that Jackie isn't isn't as good as people make her out to be, check their character history, and I can guarantee it's probably Jackie is in their top 3 characters.
Do you think Cetrion's broke?
Yeah, I think Jackie and Cetrion stand much taller above every other character in the roster.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like they're both like ridiculous. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense because, like I said, like Melina makes no sense. Like she's like a really stubby character and she's like really weak. Like so, yeah, it's like it's kind of all over the place.
The next question from Seth Baker. He says, "What's a change you would make to your main character?"
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say this because I do need to get out of here. I need to get to bed.
That's
but
fine.
Gearus, I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna tell him, back to that overhead or that swing that he does with his fucking arm. I'm not gonna say some dumb shit like that needs to be an overhead.
I would
but
make him if that is.
Right? Because
Right.
it was saying he literally has a lot of his animations taken from Black Adam and Injustice 2. That hand swing, that double hand swing that he has
Oh,
is an
yeah, he
overhead.
kinda does. I
in
didn't even
or
think about
Injustice
that.
2. It's the same character basically. They both have like similar sand trap things, but it's in Injustice it's just him like summoning that
The
little
lightning.
the little lightning. But yeah, anyways, my main point is we need to revert the forward 2-1-2 2-1-2 nerf. And with that, just fix the hitbox on it because before that he didn't have a gap in between the second and third hit. He still had characters that could poke out of the second, but that's just when that's just what I think is important for him. If he didn't have a gap in both those hits, I think he would be so much better, significantly better. It would even out matchups. Like that's how important it is. Or make it winning. I think he would beat Scarlet if it wasn't for that.
So you're saying remove the flawless block gap? Was that something you mentioned, or that's something?
Yeah, I mean, like that's basically what it would do. Just make all the hits faster and make the hitbox actually like function as it should, and that would be the change.
Nice. All right, Cease. I don't know if you wanted to hear some of the
Yeah.
other people's.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop
but-
out of here. Unfortunately, I'll be listening. I gotta do some things around the house, but I'll have the podcast on, so you guys talk away.
All right, for sure. Well, thank you, Cease. We appreciate you for coming through.
Bye,
Yes, sir.
Cease.
Bye, Cease.
Y'all have a good night. Everyone stay safe.
All right, thank you.
Well,
Before I move on, Unshaven was like, I need to join the chat to talk about rated improvements. Unshaven one, I would love to have you in one of the next podcasts. Honestly, just having you probably in your
only
50
if you
voices.
act like Barack Obama the entire
Yes,
time. I'm just
exactly.
saying that. Yeah, that'll be great.
Exactly. Go ahead, Wolfie.
I have a question for yeah, I was wondering specifically Exit, but I want to say what I had to say first, I guess, because sometimes because like Sonya, it made me think of like Rain too, but like Sonya, because Exit would be like, what would you buff about Sonya? Like, what exactly would you give her? Like, what does she need exactly? I mean, most people say it's like a better mid. I wouldn't say like her back one, if that was a mid, I could see how that'd be cheap. Like, you'd have to deal with her mix. She'd basically be like Sub-Zero. Well, kinda not, because she's like more stubby than Sub-Zero. But like, so I don't know. Honestly, I kind of did want them to make her back one a mid, or like maybe her forward two. I'm gonna say two things. She needs to have she should have had 1,000 health again. I don't know why they kept her at 950. I think that was like in the beginning when she was broke. They were like, they gave her the Shiva treatment. Not the Shiva treatment. Shiva got butchered. Sonya didn't get butchered after the nerfs. But like, I don't know. I guess in the beginning they thought it made sense to give her 950 health. I don't think she still needs 950 health. So that's one buff. The other one, I would say maybe make her forward 4 like a multi-hitting string that she could hit confirm off of. Like make her forward 4 lead to more, like make it have more damage, because like her forward 4 you can special cancel it, but like it's not that much damage, so it doesn't really discourage people from mashing on Sonya. So I feel like maybe instead of giving her like a new mid, just maybe make her forward 4, like have more damage potential or something, like make it
Right.
lead to more, um, or like maybe make her forward 3, like pop up for a combo, like I don't know, like something like that, like make her mids that she already has, like lead to more combo or damage, like, I think that could help her, but
Or
that's
even
all
like
I
chip
would say
potential,
on,
maybe.
huh?
Or even like chip potential, like to
Yeah,
chip 'em up.
maybe something like that. Even if she like maybe more chip damage. That's the main thing I can think of is that she lacks like her mids don't lead to anything good. So like sometimes like I have to switch characters because like I can check them with Sonya's mids, but like it doesn't really lead to anything.
Mm.
I think that's like the biggest issue she has. Maybe she had a little bit more range, but like that's really it. I honestly don't think Sonya's like that bad. Like I don't like. I feel like people acknowledge her more now. Like ever since she's gotten more tournament play recently, so I feel
Mhm.
like people see her at least as like viable. Like she's a viable character, even though you might struggle. Like you can like make her work. So I don't think she's bad. Um, I would just do those two things, and then the only other character I was gonna mention was like Melina. I would just make some of her strings safer, like her like back 114. I would make that safe on block. Or 112. I would make that safe on block because those are mix ups, but they're very like low reward, so I don't think they should be like full combo punishable. Um, and then yeah, if you could like hit confirm her forward 1-2 string, that would help her a lot also. But I would say the main things would be like making some of her strings safer, like back 114, back
Mhm.
11 or 112, and then fixing her whiff issues for Melina. And I guess that's really it. Cassie, I don't think Cassie was I think
Just your
fine
main,
the way they
Wolfie.
left
Just your main.
her. Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say those two because those are like my mains. I don't want to go on.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
say
um, Jet, is there anything you would change with Kane besides Kano
Oh
Ball
my
being an
god.
unblockable?
Oh, like many things, I just make him a better character. Like he has so many 9-1 matchups. This is very, it's very depressing, really. Give Kane a chance. This game is so unfair and balanced, or unfair and stuff. Like Kane's a
Suck it.
winning matchup.
Oh my god.
Get upset.
I think Sid and I would probably agree with this on Baraka if we're gonna go with Baraka, both of us. Um, Baraka's movement, he's so slow.
Yeah, Kane is even slower if you believe it or not.
Stop it. I think a little bit of movement would do him some wonders. Um, what else? I don't know if I'd change anything else. I mean, maybe probably doing like the spine burst in his base kit would be pretty damn awesome. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would probably change. Even if like you gave him a little bit of faster movement and you decreased like his damage output just a tiny bit. What was that? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, nothing. You said the professional
Oh,
goes.
the dogs. Oh my god.
Oh, the Sea of Thieves. What's good?
But I mean, you can chime in on that as well, Sid. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're definitely not wrong. I would definitely say make. No, I can't say make gutted base kick because that's. I know that's overdoing it.
In this game, it would probably be a little overkill.
Yeah, in this game, yes, yeah, you suck it, Chet. Definitely. But I mean that's pretty much it. I would probably just make him, just definitely make him faster, and then nerf the rest of the cast. I'm not even kidding. You guys fucking laugh. I'm so serious, bro. Nerf the rest of the cast,
Gotcha.
especially that fucking dumbass cowboy.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
I want the like Sub Zero and Aaron to have 950 health. Oh my god, that would have been so.
Oh wow.
That's interesting.
Why does Sonya have 950 and Aaron has 1,000?
It makes sense to me. I'm just saying.
Would you change anything with your main there, XLT?
I would actually change Scarlet. There's probably some hipster shit I'm gonna say, but I would like her parry cancels to be -7. I don't know. I think that should be instead of being -20, it'll be -7.
But it already looks
that
like a
should
block.
it does, but like, bro, that's like the issue is like with her back three, it's like if you block it, it's like -13, and her forward two was like also minus. I forgot what it is. You can't really like do a forward two stagger and to walk up grab. Like if you do a parry cancel, like you can like backdash out of there or disrespect your opponent, walk up grab them. I just think that should be hella fun. Like I would like not use any other character if Scarlet had something like that, or make her slow blood ball a mid. That's just me. So characters can't slide under it; they get fucking clipped. And like I don't know, I think it'll just give her a lot of pressure on wake up and stuff like that. I don't have to guess on wake up. I can just throw a blood ball for a bar and then just pressure you from there. And like your really only option is to flawless block it. Like yeah, you could jump over it. That's fine. I'll just anti-air you into it. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Those are my two favorite things about Scarlet. And if I had to change those two things, it would be that. It's not like gonna make her so much better, but it'll make her way funner. And that's all I really care about that character.
Right.
But that's just me. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anybody else would like to chime in? I don't think I missed anybody. I know I got Cease. He says, my boy Wolfie, we asked for one character and he's giving a whole tier listing.
Bro, that's the Wolfie tech.
It's the Wolfie tech. He did say some stuff about Baraka. Needs like, slightly better movement. 4-2 needs to be, sorry, I'm trying to look at my computer screen here. 1143 whiffing issues on hit, like 112, etc. Let's see. And then what else did he say? I could have sworn I saw something else he said. But let's just turn them all to safe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I think that will do it for this podcast. I want to appreciate, all my guests on here and everybody that chimed in on the live stream, or I'm sorry, the live chat. I thought it was pretty awesome. We didn't like the Anchor app that much. That's kind of why we're doing it this way, the getaway, which is the best way. When in doubt,
It gives it an authentic feel. I don't know. That's just me.
Yes. And if like the Chet's dogs were caning like they were just a minute ago, he wouldn't be able to mute the mic. Or if Sid's just going crazy in the background.
Eating teriyaki and getting all over
eating teriyaki with the rest of his Hawaiian brothers. Or me just roasting green chili since I'm from New Mexico and that's what we do. But I know the rest of my co-hosts are very appreciative and just giving your time to even listen to us and have a good time. I'm sorry if if you guys felt like I was maybe ignoring you. I promise you I wasn't. I was trying to read everybody's chats and I was also trying to listen to everybody's inputs. But please ask more questions. Leave it in the comments. Reach out to us if you guys want to play. Whatever. Anybody else want to add anything?
We forgot one more important question for this podcast.
Oh yeah, please.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Are you the baby?
Yes. We got to see the baby emotes, in there. Anybody else?
I had a question. Wait, I was wondering, do you guys think they could buff Rain, or would he be broke if they buffed him?
No, he'll still be the worst character. They could give him unblockables on all of his strings, just an unblock. He'll still be the worst character in the game. If they made his little mids or his highs unblockables, he'd still be the worst character in the game, and not Rambo. I'm just putting that out there. That's just me. No biasness here. I'm just saying.
So you feel like buffs wouldn't help him? They'd have to redesign his gameplay?
I don't know. I look, here's the thing. Look, I tried using Rain, and I just don't understand why people consider this character to be anything other than the worst character in the game. I just don't get it. Okay, his movement. Okay, he could jerk off really fast and bust nuts. That's cute. But you're not gonna make no one come like that. You get what I'm saying? It's just you're not gonna get what? I just have to worry about your little grab, your little 13% of you finish the string going to Waterworld. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I need to do more labbing. But until then, Rambo is not the worst character in the game. It's
It's
Rain.
Kane.
Eat a dick. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he meant Kane. He just gets K's right.
Oh my god.
But on that note, like we got Munch and Puss here. We got Shark Hero Gaming. Of course of course we got the Unshaven one in here. We got our boy the Dark Side of the Beard. He did want us to talk about the Video Game Awards. I think personally we're all a little disappointed.
Well, I didn't watch
to
it,
say
so
the
it's
least.
not like I wasted my time.
Well, Chet was the smart one out of all of us. He probably just waiting to see if there was any
Not that smart.
news.
Oh no, don't worry. Just talk about something.
We'll put up towards the the Video Game Awards, because
We got
like I said,
Persona 4 Arena. That's all I
Oh my
that's all I have to
God.
say. Persona. I don't get to play these. Mortal
and
Kombat
King of
anymore
Fighters
when that
does
shit
get
comes
another
out.
beta.
King of
So that's yeah, and
Doesn't
of course.
this happen like every 6 months? Like there's some new leak though, and like supposed event or announcement.
I think, if anything, dude, this shit confirms that it's the next game is not the MK11. I just like let's really think about it. All right, I'm not gonna drag this shit on, but like, bro, like the shit that they're saying in this game is like it's gonna be like 50 characters. Like
It
within
sounds
like the
so
months that they
confusing.
had, it was just like y'all really gonna make 50 characters within this time? How long have y'all been working on MK12 while MK11 has really been going on? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, now that, we didn't get shit, I don't know. That's just me. I could be wrong, and I want to be wrong. I think we all want to be wrong, but
Right.
I think we're getting injustice. I think
Oh, God.
it just is
I
what it
think
is.
so.
We gotta
Maybe.
take the hit. Fuck
Do
it.
you guys
Like,
think
oh.
for
go
MK12 it will be like a big 50 character roster? Do you think they're gonna go just like standard like 30 or whatever, like 40?
yeah. They're probably just gonna give us like
Hopefully.
the same amount of characters, maybe a couple more, and then just milk us with DLC characters. That's just my opinion. Like, why you guys gonna do like 50 characters where you guys could like start off with like maybe 30, fuck it, and then from time on just work on characters and stuff, and they're just gonna milk us.
And like
I don't know.
just like
It
King
makes
of Fighters,
no
like you
sense
saw
to me,
you,
50.
you
Yeah, their
saw the
roster's crazy.
roster. Yeah, there's a ton of people. You know what I mean? Then again, it is a 3-on. Or you can't make it a 3-on-3. So I guess I kind of see why it would be like that, like why so many characters. But still, man, I think MK has the potential and has a lot of characters that people love. You know what I mean? And again, shout out to the Bus. I think he's literally in every single damn stream. So
Yo,
we love that guy, and not just my streams. Like he's in SJ's, he's in Ceases, he's in Exits, Schluddy's, of course. Chet You Betchas. Start off in Chet You Betchas, and we need Chet You Betcha to stream more. Just putting that out
he
there
needs
as well.
to stop being lazy and start making videos again.
There you go.
I'm just working and tired. All right.
He's just a cane main,
Just the cane main, just doing cane main things, not sleeping and using cane.
sleeping when he's sleeping.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everybody. So again, peace and blessings, much love. Hope you have a good night.
Follow.
Yeah, and then suck it.
And then stay